Hello, I am Inkdrop Nightcloud. This is one of the first main times I've really tried to do a voiceover on a video, especially a voiceover on a speed paint, so I really hope I sound okay. I just got off work. These are my first 3 Artfight attacks ever. It's my first Artfight season. I am on Team Crystals, and first here we're drawing Memory and Chavez by DawnShimmerstar. I know her a little bit, They're dragon shifter characters, so they can kind of shapeshift between human forms and dragon forms, and they'll be kind of at varying degrees of dragon and humanish. So Chavez looks really Chavez has like scales covering half of his face and his arms and his legs and stuff, and his wings. But like other characters, like there's a character in the same world called Rin, which is Chavez's sister, who doesn't look quite as dragony as him. Chavez prefers heavy weapons. I asked DawnShimmerstar about this, and so that's why Chavez is wielding a hammer. Because originally I'd sketched it with a sword, but realized probably should ask, because I don't know. Yeah, right now I'm sketching the wing. I'm just watching the video, doing a voiceover. I'm not actually doing it right now. I'm not this fast, I swear. Yeah. I had a lot of fun with this piece, even though I kind of struggled trying to figure out what to do with the background and shading. I really had fun sketching it. So it was a really fun first Artfight attack. My more favorite ones have been when I got to draw animal characters, because I'm not quite as talented with the human-ish characters. So, it's good practice, though. There's so many people with really cool-looking human characters, and I still have a few to revenge as of currently, because I have 5 attacks, I think, up, and I'm going to put up a 6th that I drew yesterday. Soon. At the time of recording this, of course. It will probably be up before this video. Yeah, I just had these characters bookmarked and everything, so I really wanted to draw them, and just randomly had the idea pop into my mind to have it be that they were like back-to-back fighting enemies. Was definitely a test of my style. Really wasn't too big of a fan of this silhouette character. Don't think I did that really well. Clearly, you can see it's kind of shitty. But the main focus is Memory and Chavez, though, so I think it's fine, but if I could do something differently, I would make that be better. And I did still have a lot of fun with this piece. Forgot how long this segment is. There's still so much more before we move on to the next one. So I'm gonna mute for a little bit and let you guys listen to music, because I don't know what to say more. Kind of explained everything. popping back in here to talk about this. This was really an experiment here. I didn't really use the lasso fill tool very often, but randomly, when I was really burnt out, I decided to play around with it and kind of just make a couple art pieces entirely with lasso fill. One of which being like a really cool storm art piece. I don't know if I've shared it or not. So I really wanted to just experiment with it more nowadays. So I decided I just kind of do a majority of the background with the lasso fill tool on Ibis. I'm pretty sure other programs have a similar thing, but... So, it might not look perfect, but it was really an experiment. And I knew Dawn really wouldn't mind, because, well, I drew art of her characters. I draw art of her characters all the time, so I think one that might not look quite as good as others is not as big of a concern. Plus, she revenged me for this. Yeah, she drew my OC Draken in a red dress, which I've been referring to playfully as Dragkin, because he's a guy. It's just the, song Summertime Sadness by, Lana Del Rey, I think, which just really felt right for some of his storyline. It's just that there's, some lyric in there that's just I got my red dress on, and my hair all up and styled and all that. And it's just, it's really silly just because he's this, gruff dude character. And it's, a song that is sung by a female singer with talking about wearing a dress. So, also just correction if that's not what the singer identifies as. I'm sorry, I don't pay very much attention to singers. It's not really... just not really what I do. I don't follow very many of the singers. But yeah. And I was originally going to use lasso fill to shade all the grass, but you can see that I got quickly tired of it and just used a brush tool. And here's me cheating. Look at me. I'm so cool. Look at me cheating. But I do this a lot with these landscapey pieces. I need to study landscaping a little bit more. Try to figure it out better. If you guys have any tips, feel free to let me know. But yeah. The background actually looks pretty good. I'm just being down on myself because I'm exhausted and just overstimulated right now. But hey, I get to make a video and make myself feel happy about myself again. So that's really cool. Yeah, and I'm not bothering to try to sound all professional. I don't really care if I get too many subscribers or followers and stuff. I want to make this for fun. So, I don't mind if I don't sound professional and cool. Just doing it as a hobby. But yeah, now that I'm starting to do voiceover videos, I do still need to make a video talking about one of my really big projects. It's Project Wildfires. I have some information up on my Scratch account, but some of it might be outdated. So, I really want to make a just video that talks about all the main details of version 1 and all the plans. As a short information on it, it's my plan to make a website for artists and other creatives to be able to post whatever they make, regardless of content type. So there will be a post type so you can post videos, either vertical or horizontal. Yeah, horizontal. photo posts, writing posts, audio posts. It's a really ambitious dream for a person who has ADHD and depression and can't, stay focused on anything to save their life. But I have had this dream and this goal for a couple years now, and I'm really determined to really push myself at it. I just assign myself so many tasks, so I don't get any of them done in a good amount of time. But yeah, here we're moving on to the shading. I'm unsure about the beams of light, but never mind, beams of light are gone. Now we're moving on to Sandwing character, Indunn. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Give me a moment. Alright, might be butchering this, but their Artfight is Narzisse. Yeah, a very cool looking character. I knew when I saw the palette and how cool the character looked, I really wanted to draw that. And they revenged me by drawing my OC Silas, so I was very thankful for that. And yeah, very cool character. I really like their colors. Gave me a chance to try drawing a desert, which I pretty much only draw forests, and I don't do that the greatest. So drawing a desert was really fun. This was me. I just quickly made some sort of brush to be able to try to texture the ground to look more sandy. So it was I think it was the airbrush particle, which I used to use obsessively when I started IBIS. But the airbrush particle, and I just extended the spacing and jitter, I think. But yeah. Now here's me figuring out what I want to do with the backdrop in the sky. The colors were actually pretty fun. I really liked how this one turned out. I think it was probably one of my more favorites so far. It's just really fun to do. This one and the next one, which is Nigiri owned by, also might be butchering this, Urwii, on the Crystals team. That was a friendly fire. But yeah, they were both really fun pieces, and I'm having a lot of fun with this so far. DawnShimmerstar has also been having a lot of fun. She's been getting so many pieces out. After doing the daily Pride posts, I'd been a little bit worn down, so I didn't get quite as much done in the first week or so, 2 weeks now, as I would have liked, but it's really still been fun so far. I liked the characters I've drawn so far. Alright, I think I'm running out of things to say, so I'm gonna go silent. And I'll catch back up when I start drawing Nigiri. last try at this, because I'm starting to get annoyed with this. Why is it deleting my audio? I've done this voiceover multiple times now. For some reason, it's specifically deleting this section of it on its own, and I don't know why. I'm drawing Nigiri, owned by, probably butchering this name, Urwii on Artfight. URWII. This is a fish fox-ish character, and it's the first character I ever got when I hit the randomize character button on Artfight shortly after joining. I was really obsessed with the color palette and design, and I really wanted to draw it, so I had it bookmarked for the longest time. And I finally got around to drawing the character. I had a lot of fun with this piece. I really like the character's design, the patterns and the gradient and stuff. It's a lot more complicated than I usually make my characters, because I make my characters with the intention of comics and animation, even if I don't actually get around to that. Yeah, this was a very fun character to draw. It was very interesting getting to kind of draw a character underwater. If the fish isn't anatomically correct, I don't draw fish very often, so sorry. But yeah, this was a very fun character. I really liked this art. Later on, I do a little bit of colored line art. It's very subtle. It barely shows up on the finished piece, but I thought it looked good before the shading. The shading, obviously, is really good, in my opinion, too. I really actually loved this piece. Some of my pieces, but I try my hardest, just doesn't always turn out to my satisfaction. So, but yeah. The background, I use a brush I found on the Ibis library to add a school fish in the background. I do not remember who made it. I am really sorry about that, and if I can track down the owner before I post this video, I'll credit it in the description. And if I track it down far later, I'll pin it as a comment. The bubble brush, however, I didn't make. Such a default bubble brush that really doesn't matter, but just to be clear. Yeah, I really liked this character. Really fun to draw. I'm going to stop yapping and let the music play now. I really hope it doesn't delete my voiceover this time around, because for some reason it's not letting me voice over this particular chunk of the video. So if you're hearing this, yay, it actually worked.